Hi, so today I'm going to review Fossil Sport Smartwatch. It's now retailing at around £220. It's powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon Wear processor and has 4 GB memory. It's 1.29 AMOLED screen, is completely swim-proof, and it has built-in heart rate monitor, altimeter, accelerometer, gyroscope, GPS, as well as Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and NFC. So in terms of design and comfort, I can only share my personal subjective opinion, but I do like the size and the weight. It feels solid, and I do like watches with a big screen. So in my opinion, it suits me really well, as well as it's quite feminine. If you compare with other wearables in the market, they can be sometimes quite bulky, very male oriented, and have a lot of unnecessary details. This is quite slim, sleek, and quite sexy. I like the rose gold trim, and the strap, which this comes with is silicone, pale pink or pastel pink, but it can be easily removed. You can see here are some of the metallic pins, so you can remove the strap by just unpinning it, and then you can purchase a different type of straps. Original from Fossil, they sell from about $25, the silicone one in a range of colors, or you could choose the other material like leather or metallic from original manufacturer, or if you prefer, you can check the other sites such as an Amazon or eBay. They do have a plenty of selection and more affordable prices. In terms of battery life, Fossil claims that the battery should last for about 2 days. However, I found that even with a moderate use, you get a little bit over 1 day. So at evening it is just below 50%, and unless I put it to the charger, I'm left with 20-ish% of the battery life in the morning, so it's not quite enough to last the day. So what I do, I put it to the charger every evening, and then in the morning it's ready to go. With regards to the setup is pretty easy. You just activate the Bluetooth on your phone. You will need to download an application called Wear OS, and then you will be able to pair both devices. So your watch will be paired with your phone, and that's also the application where you do some of the setups. So you can complete some setups on your watch, but you will definitely need an application on your phone as well. It's quite quick and simple process. It might take up to 10 minutes. So the very beginning of the pairing and the reading of the devices, it's fairly quick, and then it takes 5 to 7 minutes to actually sync your phone and your watch to transfer some of the contacts, some of the content, your calendars and your accounts. But this app will be also used for some of the personalization, and as I already told, some of the controls and some of the settings are on this app as well. So now let's have a bit of flip through the menu of your watch and see how we can personalize your device and make it more like you. So here's your watch. It gets activated either by gesture movements, or you can press on the middle button. So you can drag down the menu from the top and access the settings from here, or you access the settings from the main menu. So in terms of personalization, you can personalize your display, change the watch faces. I rather do that from my phone. It's way better view. Then you can change the font size. You can definitely adjust the brightness of your screen.
Then you have a possibility to choose the apps that have access and that are popping as a notifications. Some of the gestures can be also adjusted, so you can tilt to wake or you can touch to wake. In terms of personalization, you can also change the input methods, and you can customize the hardware buttons. These are these two buttons, which in my case are set up for the fit workout and the torch. The more personalization is done from your phone. So let me just show that. So this is the app, the Wear OS, is the one that you're going to use to change the setting and also personalize your watch. So here you can set up more of the face watches. As you can see, there is quite an extended list of more techy, funky ones, and then a bit more classical, and the ones that are consuming less energy. And then what you can do, you can also personalize the tiles. So in my case, I've set up the weather forecast, hard points, and then the agenda in this sequence. You can add some more to see the timer or the goals, headlines of the news. Not much of the choice, but it's also up to you what you want to see on your watch.
Okay, so now let's have a bit more flick through the watch menu, see what type of apps and what type of notification you can see and what you can do with it.
So if you swipe from left to right, you can access to some of the notifications, Google Assistant. From top to down, there's a small drop down menu, so you can quickly switch to airplane mode. You can quickly check the battery level, as well as set the battery saving. Then you can find my phone. You can use the Google Pay, as well as use this option, the middle one, if you are sleeping with your watch and you want to blank out the screen. If you swipe from right to left, here are your tiles. So you can personalize them from your watch. From bottom to top, here are your main notifications. From the phone, you can clear them up just like by swiping. You can also respond to SMSs and different other messages. So you can either draw an emoji, or you can type the text in small QWERTY keyboard. I have to admit, I can't imagine myself typing the response to the message using the QWERTY, but I guess for some people it might be applicable, especially if you just want to respond something short and simple. But let's flick through the whole menu. So it organizes at the top by the most recently used apps, or what you can do, you can actually move some to the most favored by press holding them. It's organized in alphabetical order, so there's agenda, alarms. These alarms, they are completely independent from the phone. So you actually don't get your watch ringing or notifying you when an alarm is off on your phone. I've downloaded myself an audio recorder from the store. Calendar, contacts, find my phone, fit breathe is the 2 minutes breathing exercise which you might use to calm down. Google Pay, I've used that on 5 occasions, worked on 2, didn't work on 3, so I guess it also depends on the terminal quality. Spotify, stopwatch, watch timer, torch, and multiple weather apps. So there is not too much pre-installed. I guess 4 gigabyte memory is also limiting that, but you can check some more apps on the Google Play. Just some recommended for me. different text messaging, offline maps, shopping list, 7-minute daily weights, some games, and some other more or less fitness or lifestyle related apps. I am not a big fan of plenty of applications on my devices anyway. But this is how I like my watch face. So I sees that next appointment I have in the morning at 9. It's the date. I don't have any reminders set for today, time, how many, what is my the heart rate also, and that's pretty it. Now let's see what kind of fitness exercises you can do with this watch. As I already mentioned, it's swim proof, but what I found a little bit strange and also annoying is that there is no swimming available as a fitness regime, so you can't really track your swimming. But the first are the recent workouts, and then you can of course choose from the other workouts available. The list is quite extensive. So now let's see what type of fitness exercises you can track with this watch. As I already mentioned, it is fully swim proof, but you are not gonna find swimming among the workout list. So you can see that there are different workouts available. From time to time you might need to go back, as pressing the buttons on the watch can be a little bit tricky. So a different football, skiing, baseball. So if it requires a GPS signal, then it will acquire it from phone. So circuit training, cycling, dancing, ergonometer, football, frisbee, hiking, hockey, horse riding, kayaking, Pilates, polo, whatever your desire is. But as I said, you are not gonna find swimming. But then in that case, you can track it as other. And then you will see display of your workout in the Fit app, so you can see in general how many minutes you have moved. I have moved today, how many heart rate points, distance. I can see my workouts yesterday, do some settings. There are more information available on your phone, so let's take a look at that. Here is Fit app, which you will need to install. It shows the current workout and then some of the previous ones. So you can see how many minutes the workout took, how many steps, calories you've burned. If that's outdoors activity, you can also track the distance. Of course, you can see the heart rate and also the heart rate fluctuations. So in general, if I have to draw some kind of conclusion, I would give this watch 7 stars out of 10. I don't have much experience with other smartwatches. I did wear a fitness tracker for over a year, and what I found myself doing is using it more as a watch rather than a fitness tracker. So I think it might eventually happen with the Fossil Sports Watch, when I will just ignore the particular workout tracking and rather use it as a watch and then as some of the fitness result tracking in the background. It is fully swim proof. I've tested it in the swimming pool, but I have to admit that when your fingers are wet and also the screen of the watch is wet, the responsiveness is not the same, so don't expect it to work perfectly.
I also experienced a total freeze of the watch on one occasion. So I've set up the workouts on my watch, and when it was time to stop it, the watch was unresponsive, so it was completely blank. So I had to perform the hard reset. You can do that by pressing the main button and holding it for about 20 to 30 seconds. It's not gonna raise any data, it's not gonna unpair it, so all your settings will still be there. But it is kind of a little bit annoying, but I guess that's not something you can't avoid completely. In general, what I've made my kind of final conclusion about the wearable, about the sports watch, is that it is just an additional extension and a control mechanism for your phone. So it is handy when you're running or doing some sports and your phone is maybe in the kind of belly bag, or it's somewhere on your hand arm. So then it is way more easy to control the music from your watch rather than taking out the phone. But it doesn't have too much of the functionality, even though you can manage some of the notifications, respond to text messages. It's not very comfortable. Yes, you can control the music, but again, it's something rather nice to have than must have. You can pick up and you can initiate the call, but you can't really use the watch to speak to your caller. So it's more of an control mechanism or device. But I do like design. I think it looks nice, it looks feminine, it looks stylish. I'm definitely more excited to wear this type of smartwatch rather than some bulky Garmin devices or even Apple Watch. I don't find it too appealing in terms of design for me. But it's of course something that everybody decides on their own. So yes, thanks, and hope you find that useful.